Ready?
Let's do this thing.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Nerdy Psychologist Book Club.
Get ready to explore the magic and the mind games behind your favorite YA novels.
I'm Brandi Hawk, a clinical psychologist and proud book nerd.
And I'm Deanna Boys, a psychology expert and also proud book nerd.
Come join us as we discuss your favorite heroes and villains, why they do what they do, and what that means for us.
Welcome to the club.
Hi, everyone. Reminder that every month we're going to read one book, and each week we discuss a different character or topic within that book. This is our last week reading from Fable for the End of the World. Deanna, give us a little bit of a intro to the book.
Let's talk about it. We're talking about the two main characters in this book. So it is a universe similar to ours, maybe a little bit in the future. People online have talked about it being kind of like Hunger Games meet Last of Us. There are people that eat people, sort of.
It's true.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And then there is a way that you can get put into what's called the Gauntlet. And essentially, the universe is that the people can rack up credits. They can rack up debt, buying food, buying water, just anything. They can rack up anything. And if you get to a certain level, you can offer up one of your children or yourself. Mm-hmm. You can offer yourself whatever your name is, Janina, for this gauntlet where you are hunted by an angel, which mm-hmm. is one of the main characters that's kind of like a assassin person. It's a child. It's a child assassin. A child assassin.
A genetically altered child assassin.
Yeah. It's flipping weird. And they live, so it's Inesa who lives with her brother and her mother. And they live in what's like, I don't know if you'd call it slums, but you'd call it like lower income.
Yeah, like rural slums.
Rural slums, I guess. And then Melanoe, which is an angel. Mm-hmm. And she is a genetically altered child assassin. And yeah, we follow the story of Inesa being put into the gauntlet by her mother, by her awful mother.
By her awful mother.
By her awful mother. And she is put into the gauntlet. And she is hunted by Melanoe, and we follow that story. And that's probably a good place to kind of start our conversation for today, because we're going to talk about Janina, I think her name is. The mother?
So.
Janina, I think it's Janina.
The mom.
She's just the mom.
The mom.
And we are, in true book club fashion, having a drink called the Betrayal.
Oh, good one. Good name.
So in the book, Inesa is going about her life, taking care of what she can, contributing. She's in the taxidermy shop. I'm doing my job, keeping the family afloat. And mom is racking up debt. Mm-hmm. And unbeknownst to both Inesa and her brother Luca, puts Inesa in. And it's kind of like a lottery system.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Yeah. Because not everyone goes into the gauntlet.
Yeah.
They choose the prettiest and the best storylines.
Exactly. They choose the prettiest and best storylines. And then you have your debt erased. So she puts her into, so she's a betrayer. A betrayer. So Betrayal. So let's drink.
Cheers. Don't spill this on yourself.
Yeah, this is a dangerous one. Recipe in the Patreon. Ooh.
That's so good.
Again, another dangerous one.
There's mint in that.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Oh, that's so delicious. Okay. Let's talk about this woman.
Janina.
So I feel
that's her name. I think it's her name. I don't know.
I think that we understandably spend a lot of time talking about the heroes in our stories. But today is a great day because we have to talk about one of the villains.
Yeah. And she's just such like a lump on a log villain. She sucks.
Yeah. I don't know anyone that likes her.
Yeah. They might feel sorry for her, maybe.
Okay. So why do you hate her?
She is a betrayer. She kind of reminds me of, and not to get too psychological, but she reminds me.
Literally is a psychology podcast.
Oh yeah.
So go for it.
I'm diagnosing her. She reminds me of a borderline person, someone with borderline personality disorder. But also she's part of a system that encourages this. So it is hard to diagnose her within the confines of like what we describe as our society. But and what's the other thing? Narcissism.
So you went straight for personality disorders.
Oh, what'd you go for?
I actually think that she could be diagnosed with a somatic symptom disorder.
Oh, that's true. She does have that like thing where she's like, oh, I'm sick. Real and imagined sicknesses.
Which is a real psychological disorder.
Yeah, I have definitely been indoctrinated into the talking shit about that particular diagnosis. Which is mean.
That is mean.
I didn't mean to be mean.
It's okay.
If you have that diagnosis, I'm sorry.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think obviously like the things that she does is absolutely horrible. How could a parent possibly put their child into the gauntlet?
Yeah.
Why didn't she put herself in? Right. Like
yeah,
all the things.
It totally makes sense why she didn't put herself in. It's self-preservation within this world. Like it makes sense when you kind of like dive into the world and understand like there's a part we talked about this in the last episode where Inesa is like rowing her boat and she can see her neighbor needs support of some sort and she doesn't stop because that's weakness. You know, you can't
take care of yourself above all else.
Above all else, which includes taking care of yourself over your children.
In her mom's perspective.
Yeah.
And in a lot of people's perspective in this society, apparently, because a lot of kids get thrown into the gauntlet for their parents' debt.
Yeah.
So I have 3 kind of things to think about when we're trying to understand how a parent could be so terrible and do this to their child. We want to think about society. We want to think about their history. We want to think about their mental health. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to start?
We can talk about our history.
Okay. So let's start with history.
History. Okay. So Janina is a former, and I say capital like we're talking about Sunrise and the Reaping, but she lived in the city. Kairos. Yeah. Yes. She's a former Kairos resident and fell in love with Inesa and Luca's father.
Yeah.
So she comes from money.
Or at least security and safety within Kairos.
And like the perception that it is safe or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she comes from that place and she's accustomed to that world. And that's not how her father lived. Her father was Inesa's father was like a what? Like a
survivalist.
Survivalist, that's a good word, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why they lived in the drowned county. He wanted to live off the grid. Mm-hmm. So he leaves at some point.
Yep.
So like looking at her as like a whole person, which we should talk about in a second, but looking her as like let me go back to what I was thinking we should talk about. Okay. This happens with looking at our parents and just like being grown adults and realizing our parents are individuals. You get to a certain age where you like really in your developmental stage, you have really been able to separate the fact that they were your parents but they're also individual people and they deserve to have lives.
And they're allowed to make mistakes. And they are not perfect.
And they're not perfect. They're allowed to have that. Not Janina. She sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, well, also, yes.
Yeah. But in general, like she comes from that place. They had a love relationship or whatever. And then he leaves.
Except before that, there was a lot of domestic violence.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Again, I block stuff out.
Right? Yeah. I think I have it pulled up where Inesa explains this. Okay. So this is on page 236. Inesa is trying to explain her mom to Melanoe. She says, my mother isn't from the outlying counties originally. Her family is from the city. She fell in love with my dad and moved to Esopus to be with him. I don't think she was much older than I am, but by the time they had Luca and me, my parents couldn't stand each other. They were just too different. I guess they were never in love. But you also see at other times in the book where she remembers the constant fighting. Mm-hmm. She remembers her and Luca having to like she protected Luca from the fighting in the house. So there's definitely a ton of domestic violence going on with this person as well.
Mm-hmm. gives you a little bit more like sympathy for her.
Yeah. So we're trying to understand how you could get to a place where you're going to put your child up for the gauntlet. Right?
Yeah.
So she is raised in the city in Kairos where things come easy, right? Presumably there's like it's a fairly safe life, right? And if you think about how Kairos is in charge of everything, they're really in charge of the city.
Yeah.
Right. And so she grows up, and we'll talk about society in a second, inundated with this idea of Kairos is good and buying things is good.
Yeah.
And I deserve to have everything that I want.
You deserve a little treat.
You deserve treats.
Listen, we do deserve treats. Don't let anyone in this podcast tell you otherwise.
You deserve a treat here and there. Not so much that you then have to send your child into a gauntlet.
No, that part's not good.
There's balance. So she grows up here. She falls in love with this guy and moves into the sticks with him, right? And he teaches Luca and Inesa that they shouldn't rack up debt, right? They should not buy more than what they can actually afford. And so he's telling her, don't buy things, when her whole life she's been told, buy things.
Yeah, that's how you're a productive member of society.
And then at some point, they start clashing. And then he starts becoming violent with her, right? So domestic violence, we're not entirely sure exactly what happens with that.
At least screaming and yelling and probably shoving.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
At least all of these things. And then he just disappears.
Let's revisit that with Dad.
Yeah.
He's like in the book, but he's not in the book. And I kept thinking, when are we going to see Dad?
When is he going to show up?
He sucked.
He was not great.
No, like just even his memory sucked. That pissed me off in the book. But anyway, back to Janina, like feeling like she's a human being and you're indoctrinated this way and then it's ripped out from under you and then you're stuck out there.
And she's stuck out there with 2 kids.
Yeah.
And she says that at that
and
point, her family.
Like she's pretty young too.
Right. But her family in the city weren't available to her anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's made clear also, is that it's not like, oh, I can just go back home and live with my parents. For some reason.
She's stuck there.
Yeah. It might be because when she left, her family disowned her. It might be because her family died since she left. We have no idea.
You want to explore that in the next one? Tell us more.
That would be fun. Please tell us. We want to understand her more.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
It's good to understand a villain.
I know it is. But then but we learned with Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, if you understand them too much, if you romanticize them too much, you miss the parts where they still become a villain.
It's true.
Yeah.
Right. She's definitely still a villain. She does a terrible, terrible thing.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's part of our job in understanding humans is that we have to hold a dialectic of like they did something horrible and we cannot approve of what they did. We do not try to say it's okay in any way. Like they did something horrible and we can understand the reason for it.
Yeah. Do you want to define dialectic for our people, for our community?
Yes.
I mean, you did kind of demonstrate it, but just in case.
Dialectics mean that 2 things that seem to be opposed can be true at the same time, right? So I can feel happy and sad at the same time.
It's a great Casey Musgraves song, everyone. Happy and sad?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel both of those things at the same time. I can be doing the absolute best that I can, and I can have to do better, right?
Yeah.
I can have done something terrible as a parent and have a reason for it.
Yeah. There are things that like lead up to this that make sense for why.
Yeah. It doesn't make it okay in any way, shape, or form, but it does help us understand why.
Yeah. Janina sucks and she is somatic disorder.
Yeah.
You're I am clouded by judgment and I am projecting my own problems on that, but she's hiding up in her room, buying things she doesn't need, racking up debt. and then is angry with her children for being angry with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to bring up any concerns with her.
Yeah.
They stay totally silent because if they bring up any concerns, she's going to become completely unhinged.
Yeah.
Traumatized.
Yeah. She does have, she's been traumatized. Okay, fine.
Right? Traumatized, having to leave her place that she always knew. Domestic violence changes the way you view yourself.
That's very true.
And so she's in a place that she hates, right? She doesn't want to be there. She hates Esopus Creek.
Mm-hmm.
So she is feeling this like low level seething anger probably at all times.
Yeah. Constantly irritated.
Her children are like her husband.
Yeah.
Not like her.
And they look like him too, which is evolutionary, makes sense. But it's interesting you bring this up because like, as we think about with like domestic violence, oftentimes we get mad at women for like, why don't you leave? Mm-hmm. And it's like, why didn't you leave, Janina? You know, but you stay with what you know and you stay within the confines of like what feels safe.
And she'd been removed from her community.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't domestic violence in the beginning. It became domestic violence.
Yeah.
And at that point, she didn't have anything else. This is all she had. To the point that when he left, she couldn't leave.
Yeah.
But now she'd
already racked up enough debt by that point,
yeah.
I think.
And when he leaves, she now has constant reminders of him in her children.
That is something that I've read from other women who have been raped and then had the children. Mm-hmm. They'll see their children's faces and they have so much guilt and shame for being angry, for looking like their abuser.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm so sorry.
It's not the child's fault.
It's not the child's fault, though.
It's not the child's fault. And, like, you can totally understand where she's coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
It must have been really hard. I think it also must have been really hard for her to see Inesa doing well and being
Such
strong.
a good point, being strong.
Right? Because she was not strong.
Mm-hmm.
But Inesa's being strong. Inesa's being like her husband who left. Inesa's taking care of herself. And that makes her feel worse about herself.
Yeah. Dang. Are you going to make me like her? Because I still don't like her.
Oh, no, I don't think you're going to like her. I don't like her.
Okay, good.
I just understand her.
Yeah.
So I know that you had a really wonderful mom, so I don't think this is going to like...
I did have a wonderful mom.
Poke at you. But something that I think is like really... It's a small thing that she does that I think is really intense and will poke at a lot of people, is that in this need to prove that she is better than Inesa, in this need to distance herself from Inesa and be like, Inesa, you're your dad and I hate you, she comes up to her and she squeezes her arm fat.
Oh my
and says,
gosh.
see, you don't need to eat.
I forgot about
remember
that.
that?
No, I forgot about that part. Oh, take a drink, man.
Yeah.
I didn't have that experience, but I know other friends of mine that have had that experience. And like there's a trend conversation in the past couple of years calling them almond moms too. Like where everything in your house is ingredients, but you don't actually have any things that you can just grab and eat. You have to make something. And it's the idea behind, and like almond moms are like, oh, well, I had food. I had 6 almonds. You know, the diet culture is insane.
Got it. Yeah.
But anyway, back to the point of fuck Janina.
But you see this happen a lot in parents where their child makes them insecure. insecure.
Yeah.
Right. And this is like parents, this is people in general, right? Like it doesn't
Some people
have
just
to be
get triggered.
Doesn't have to be a parent-child relationship. It can be any type of relationship that we have where when the other person makes us feel bad about ourselves, usually just because who they are points out a part of us that we don't like, we want to pick on them.
Yeah.
We want to find something to bring them down and make them feel as bad about themselves as we feel about ourselves.
Yeah.
And for
Little do they know, they probably are already feeling bad about something.
Yeah.
Let them feel bad on their own.
But we see it all the time, right? Like whether that's in your romantic relationship and you start, pointing out all the things that you don't like about your partner, right? Or blaming them for something. It's like not even a big deal because it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Kids do it all the time to their parents, right? Like they try to take out their anger on their parents, make their parents feel bad. And parents do it for kids too. We have to try really, really hard not to do that. Mm-hmm. And it's a hard job as a parent to recognize this is me. This is about me. This is not about them.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes the reverse, like this is all about, like my child is upset about themselves. This is not about me.
Yeah.
I don't have to take this personally.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yes.
That is a thing. Parents cannot, like, they said, like, that has nothing to do with you. That's their problem.
Not about you. It's not about you. But for Inesa, like, this is not about Inesa.
Yeah.
Her being thrown to the gauntlet is not about her. It is all about her mom.
It's all about her mom.
And her mom's stuff.
Yeah.
Her mom's history. So I think that's an important part, thinking about somebody's history and understanding, like, what they're bringing to a situation and all the stuff that's been teaching them how to behave and what to do before they do something.
Yeah. All her history.
All her history.
Okay, you said history. What was the other things you said?
Society and mental health.
Okay, let's go to society.
Society. Okay. So Kairos society is built upon, you said this already, it's built upon this understanding that you can have anything that you want.
You can have anything you want.
You can buy literally anything that you want, and you should buy anything that you want.
You deserve it.
Up to 500,000 credits.
Yeah, which I was curious. I don't know if it explained it in the book, like how much one thing, like a thing of water costs, she was talking about like frozen meals or something that was like costing some amount or something. I forget, but.
Yeah, they never explained to us how much things cost or like what exactly 500,000 credits.
Yeah, because I kind of imagined it being over a lifetime.
Yeah.
Because she's Inesa 17, and she wasn't as much older than Inesa when she got married. So maybe like 18, 19, 20. So 17 years racking up debt. Or 37 something.
30 whatever years racking up debt. 500,000 credits worth of debt. I was kind of thinking a credit's like $1. It's functionally set in the United States.
Yeah. Okay.
That's sort of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like what we already have, actually.
Yeah, tell me more.
We have credit cards that were not created until the 60s or something. Some ridiculous amount. Credit scores weren't available until the 80s, right?
Yeah.
That pisses me off sometimes. I think about that. And it affects our life so much.
It does.
Like, a credit score affects our life to the point where, like, you can't own a home. You can't buy a car. You can't have any kind of, like, in society, you can't have any standing until you have a good credit score.
Until you have a good credit score.
Yeah. Or if you have a bad credit score, they'll let you have it, but with strings.
With a really high interest rate.
Yeah. And it goes back to like the 2008 bubble with like all the houses that people bought. Anyway, I'm getting derailed. I'm getting mad about credits.
But this is, I think that Ava Reed wrote this about our society.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like it could literally just be like a few years from now.
A few years from now. And there's a psychological concept that explains why this happens. It's called the cashless effect.
Tell me more.
So the cashless effect is that when we're paying with a credit card, it feels like fake money.
It is.
And so we're more likely to spend more when we use a credit card because we don't feel the pain of it. It's actually a really interesting thing.
I have $20 and I have 20. Like, there's a very big difference. Yeah. 100%.
But it's side note, really interesting is that that's kind of changing with Gen Z.
Ooh.
Where they're so used to money being numbers online.
Yeah.
Right. And they go and they look at their bank account and they when they use a credit card, when they pay their credit card or use a debit card, they see their bank account decrease. And so it feels real for them. But when they use cash, it feels like fake money because they don't.
Oh, it's the opposite.
It's becoming the opposite.
How fascinating.
It's so interesting to me. And I even see it, right, like with my own child or with other kids where like when they have cash, it's like, oh, I've got all this stuff. I can just use it because it's not affecting my bank account.
Yeah, like the cashless effect. That's so fascinating. And it is a thing.
Yeah. But for us, right, for Inessa's mom, cashless effect is definitely.
You just click a button.
You click a button. I don't have any pain associated with it.
Yeah.
Especially when it's credit or a credit card. It doesn't come out of your bank account. Your bank account has no effect.
Yeah, I was the 18-year-old that got the credit card and it was like, swipe here, swipe here, swipe here. I had no understanding of it. And then I was like, oh no, it's all gone. It's gone. Yeah, so that is real for me too.
It's why our
shopping addiction's real, guys.
Yeah, it's why our country has such a huge credit card debt issue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's something that my mom told me that I am so grateful for when I was very young, like when I was a teenager. She gave me my first credit card and she told me to treat a credit card like a debit card. You have to make sure that you have enough money in your bank account to cover anything on your credit card and you pay it off entirely the month that your bill becomes due.
Oh.
So that you never pay interest on a credit card.
Sorry, there's something in my teeth. I think it's a blackberry seed. Sorry. I did not have that. I had you have to play the game, which is very similar to Kairos. Like you play the game, you leave a little bit of a balance, but you pay a little bit down. And then if you just keep playing the game, but keep a little bit of, and that was the thing that I was taught. And I was like, okay, but my balance is a lot.
Well, the balance keeps going because of interest.
Yeah. So I wish I had done that. But Janina didn't.
She did not. She bought full into the Kairos mentality. And we see that when Inesa and Luca go into her room and they find the compass and all the stuff that the dad had left. And Inesa sees just a room
boxes
full of clothes.
Yeah, that she can never wear.
Shoes. This woman lives in a robe.
Yeah.
Right?
She doesn't go anywhere.
She's never going to wear it. And Inesa just pictures her scrolling and thinking, I want that, I want that, I want that.
That's going to make me feel better.
Right? This is going to make me feel better. But
listen,
guess what?
shopping does actually make you feel better. I'm not going to lie. That is my favorite coping strategy. But it's because I wear the things. It's because I buy the things that I want and I need.
Yeah.
Not just to put in the closet. Janina.
It's not great. But it's what society tells her to do.
It's what society tells. It's what our society tells people.
It's what our society tells us to do too.
Yeah.
Especially right now, like in a world of the fad changes every 5 seconds, right? Constantly buy new things, buy.
Yeah.
And you'll be happier and you'll be prettier and you'll be whatever.
Yeah.
And so do it. And we have credit cards, so do whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in this society, you can do that until you have to kill somebody for it.
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about it, and maybe this is, I don't know if it's a fault of the book or if it's something that I didn't pick up on. So we were talking about how it's a lottery system. It's who's the best one. And we figure out later that Azrael is this is going to make things better for you.
Yeah.
For Melanoe and for my Angels project or whatever.
Yeah.
We need another young girl who seemingly looks innocent for Melanoe to kill to solidify my Angel program.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? If Janina didn't put her name in for the Gauntlet, what would have happened to her? She would just have a debt.
We don't know.
Do we know?
We don't know because it's true. Once you hit 500,000, you have to put somebody's name into the Gauntlet.
Okay, it's it's perfunctory or required. It's not like you can just pay it off.
Right. I think you have to do it.
Okay,
the question is who they pick to have it be a televised gauntlet. And you're right. Like it is, I think that's a flaw in the book of we don't know what happens to everybody else, right?
Yeah.
If he's picking the lambs that he thinks are going to be the best TV, what happens to all the lambs that aren't good TV?
Yeah. Everyone, by the way, they're called lambs.
That's terrible.
Such a gross name.
It's gross.
Anyway.
Yes, true.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, kind of like, okay, so she has to put the name in. It's not like she has to put something in.
Yes. You hit 500,000. You have to put somebody's name in for the gauntlet.
There must be some kind of rule about you not being able to put in like your neighbor's name.
It must be like a family member.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would think so. Otherwise,
just thinking societally wise, like I'd be like, well, that girl over there, she deserves to go in.
Or you'd be like, I will rack up debt because I really don't like my neighbor and I just want them gone.
And there's a song that I like called Biting Time.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, you knew I was going like, as soon as I get rabies, I'm going to bite you.
Yes.
Yeah. That's funny. You knew where I was going with that.
I did.
And so I was like, there must be something there for the book. Yeah.
So, but it would be great in book 2 to know what happens to the other.
Ava Reed, explain it yourself.
It would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked about society and we talked about something else, which
personal history.
Thank you.
Yes.
I just did.
Wait, I have one more thing to say about society.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
So society also says that the gauntlet is just like a part of life.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Like she's watching the gauntlets constantly. When something is televised, it becomes not as real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like when you see something happen in real life, it hits you. But when you watch it over and over and over
We're
again,
getting desensitized.
You get desensitized to it.
Yeah. We're dealing with that right now with all of the violence that's happening in the world. Like you just get desensitized to it and you're just like, that's the way it is. Oh, there's another one.
This is just how it is. And so I hit my 500,000 credits. This is just how it is. I send my daughter to the gauntlet.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Janina.
I mean, I'm just saying society.
Okay, fine.
Right. Society and Janina.
Yeah. Both things.
Both things are coming together. Okay. So one more piece of the puzzle. Mental health.
Mental health.
You tried to give her all the personality disorders in the world.
Sucks.
We are very quick as a society to diagnose people with personality disorders. Right? Like, let's not do that. Let's not overdiagnose people with personality disorders. Let's recognize what's going on and try to understand where they're coming from. But also, this lady has a real somatic symptom disorder.
Now, when you bring that up, that's true. Yeah, that actually fits a lot.
So she, Inesa talks about it, right? That she was totally fine, like it wasn't an issue. And then she got like a really bad cold at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it was just like she got a bad cold. And then after that cold, things started just like devolving.
Shut up. Is Ava Reed like what's it called? Can she predict the future? Because let me yes, COVID. Because long COVID, people got a cold and now they're dealing with debilitating health issues with long COVID.
That is very true.
And like debilitating.
Yeah. That's legitimate actual medical issues.
True. This is not somatic. Okay, sorry. But still, Ava Reed, good job.
She's
predicting
like
the future.
seeing things. But also, like, it was written after COVID. It was written in 2024.
Oh,
so
she didn't,
that's actually not what it was.
No
not what it was.
Mm-mm. But she picked up on it.
But I don't think that we can actually attribute long COVID to what Janina's dealing with.
No, but
it's a psychological issue.
It's a psychological issue.
Right. So the thing about somatic symptom disorders, right, is that they are very real to the person experiencing them. And that creates a really big issue in their life, right? Because for her, she is sick. She is having debilitating headaches. She is terrified that the smallest symptom means that something terrible is happening to her, right? She's the person who says, oh, my arm hurt the other day. I might have cancer.
Oh, yes. This is like a, what's it called? Like, it's not just hypochondriac stuff. It's like you're saying.
It's a somatic symptom disorder.
Yes.
Right? Like it's.
Listen, I've had a drink.
Hypochondriac.
I was like, wait, I know this one. We've been talking about it.
Hypochondriac, right? That refers to someone who is afraid of getting sick. That's very different from someone who actually feels the symptoms of being sick.
Yes.
Hypochondriac means I have anxiety about sickness.
There's an extra step of that is the OCD around sickness. People who have the OCD symptoms where they like perseverate, and the fear is like it causes you to do obsessions and compulsions related to that.
Right. And that's
which she doesn't seem to have that.
That's not her at all. Like she does not have OCD. She does not have I can never say this word correctly.
Hypochondria?
Hypochondria. I'm like hypochondriasis.
Oh, the full word. Oh.
I can never say the full word.
Yeah. No, me either.
Hypochondria. That's not where she's at. She actually believes that she has these symptoms. She actually feels these symptoms, but there is nothing wrong with her.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of people with chronic pain. It's one of my specialties.
Yes, it is.
And that's very sort of similar to what she's dealing with. And in the chronic pain world, it's really important for us to teach our clients that there is a connection between your physical symptoms of pain, your thoughts, your feelings, and your attention.
Cognitive triangle.
Yeah.
It's a terrible triangle, but that's a nice little woo triangle.
Right, because the area that we feel pain in our brain, right, because we don't actually feel pain in our fingers or our legs or anywhere else in our body.
Yeah.
We always feel pain in our brain.
Yeah.
It's the only place that we feel it.
Yes.
And the areas that we feel pain in our brain are the same exact areas that we have thoughts, feelings, and our attention is focused.
Tell me more.
So I talked.
Well, you did kind of just tell me, but
okay.
I love knowing about this.
So I talk to my clients about this all the time. Like I get hangnails all the time.
They hurt so much.
They hurt so much.
I hate them.
So anytime that I get a hangnail, it starts to hurt. And then I think, oh my gosh, you're such an idiot. Why did you pick that hangnail? And I have feelings like
judging yourself for hangnails? Good
absolutely
Lord.
judging. I pick my hangnails. That's when they hurt.
True.
Judging myself.
Yeah.
Feeling annoyed at myself, right? And all of my attention goes to my finger. I can't think about anything else than how much my finger hurts.
I had one of those like weird things under my tongue. I think it's like a frenula or something.
Yeah.
And I was really focusing on it for the past few days. It's been pissing me off.
But that's what pain does.
Yeah.
It takes your attention. It takes your thoughts. It takes your emotions.
Yeah.
And so that's what's happening with Inesa's mom is that she had pain at some point, right? And then she got attention.
Yeah.
Right? Her family gave her positive attention. And look, we talked about her history. This woman's not used to getting positive attention.
Yeah, she's not.
But she gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly
she
that's
doted
rewarding.
on. It's not even like really positive attention. It's just attention.
It's just attention.
Yeah.
She's not used to getting attention.
Yeah.
And so
because she's a woman.
Because she's a woman.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
Sexism, last episode, if you didn't listen to it.
Yeah. Sexism.
So she's getting reinforced for being sick. And then as those things start to get intermixed in your brain, it's hard to disentangle them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start to feel anxious or worried, your brain says, oh, I'm anxious. I'm also in pain. And so that's really what we're seeing with Inesa's mom is that she has so much pain from her own history of domestic violence, of everything that she has gone through. And that emotional pain is now being expressed as physical pain because physical pain is getting her much more support.
Yeah.
Than emotional pain ever did.
Yeah.
Right? She gets to see doctors. She gets prescriptions.
Yeah.
People think there's something wrong. They give it more credence, right?
Yeah.
then I'm really angry that my husband left me. Okay, get over it.
Get over it. Why are you even talking about it anymore?
Yeah.
We have to move on.
But if it's my migraines are killing me, right? Then, you should go see a doctor about that.
It's so interesting, like with pain in general. And I'm sure you have lots of, like you've dealt with people with chronic pain, like, especially like back pain or things that like, you're just like, oh yeah, you got back pain. Mm-hmm. Everybody does. Like it's the diminishing of it. It still even happens with physical pain.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just more than psychological pain.
Absolutely. It's still diminished.
Or less or whatever.
Especially when it's invisible illness, right? So I'll talk with my clients about that a lot. I have my own experiences with chronic migraines. Mm-hmm. And it's an invisible pain. It's an invisible illness.
And if you never experienced it, you literally have no idea.
Oh.
I've never had a migraine. Like I've never actually had a real migraine that anyone else has had. I can totally say that. Like any of my headaches, I'll get like ice pick headaches. Mm-hmm. Never a migraine though. I've never had a migraine. So I have no idea what anyone's ever experienced with that. So I can't even I can empathize and understand or try to understand because that's what empathy is. Trying to understand, but I have no idea what you've experienced.
Yeah. And that's fine, right? There's a million things that you've experienced that I haven't.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like that's the world. We have to just allow people to have their experiences.
Yeah. And try to understand it, people. Empathy. Sorry.
But the thing about Inesa's mom.
Well, I like how I'm just talking shit about empathy and I really hate Janina.
Like, have empathy, but not for
Janina, though. It's not allowed.
Not for her.
Sometimes I will hear myself. I'm like, ooh, okay, Deanna. Fuck Janina. No, I'm just kidding. Continue.
Not true. I mean, but yes. Also, yes. A little bit, yes. But so we see this woman who truly feels pain, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is not.
So you say.
It's not a pretend pain syndrome, right? It's not.
What's pretend pain syndrome?
Munchausen's.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yes. I really deep dived into this book to try to figure out what the diagnosis would be.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think it's Munchausen's.
No, it doesn't feel like it to me either.
I think that she
probably is
feeling
pain. Yeah.
Yeah. She truly believes that she is in pain. She's truly feeling the pain. Mm-hmm. But it is so much emotional pain inside of her coming out as physical pain. And she's getting reinforced for the physical pain in a way that she never got reinforced for the
those
emotional
credits
pain.
Came from seeing doctors sometimes too.
Yeah, a lot. And Inesa even realizes that, right? As she's going through her gauntlet. And even at the end, she makes a comment like, I wonder how long it will take the Kairos doctors to realize that there's no cure for her pain.
Ooh, yes. I forgot about that.
And Azrael even knows it, right?
Yeah, real or imagined, he says, or something like that.
Right. He's talking to Melanoe, and he's like, they'll take her money no matter what, right?
Yeah,
like it's more lucrative to try to treat, or maybe Inesa says that. I don't know. It's more lucrative to treat someone's pain than to tell them that they don't actually have anything wrong with them.
Yeah. Which is a thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
It's lucrative to get someone hooked on a pill or something.
The OxyContin crisis happened that we dealt with in real life.
Right. Like that was a real thing that happened. Mm-hmm. It was more lucrative to give people a little bit of comfort and then get them hooked on something that's going to make you a lot of money.
And it was also billed as a miracle.
Yeah.
It was it finally takes away your pain.
Yeah. And guess what? It doesn't unless you keep using more and more and more.
Yeah. That's how pain things work. It's about the brain.
It's about the brain. You need to understand and be able to deal with the emotional pain also in order to be able to handle it. Totally still sucks. Don't put your child into a gauntlet.
Everyone out there, don't do it.
It's not a good idea.
The Patriot games that are coming up, don't do it. It's basically just a gauntlet.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't put your child in a gauntlet. Don't try to do anything that's going to hurt your child, right? Like, she sucks. She's definitely a villain.
She's a villain.
She's a villain, but
She's not like an active villain, I guess.
Villains don't just appear, they're made.
That's true.
And she was made through a lot of really crappy things and living in a society that tells her this is how you deal with your problems.
Yeah.
And that's where we're left.
I guess.
Comes back to that dialectic. We don't have to like her.
But you can,
But you can understand where she's coming from.
And have empathy for her.
Yeah. And that's like, that's a really important thing as a psychologist or anyone who like talks to people on a daily.
Yeah.
Is that you have to be able to empathize with people.
Yeah.
You have to find the reasons people do what they do, or else you're not going to be able to engage in the world.
That's a really good point.
Next book.
Oh, do tell.
So our next book is going to be So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we're going...
I haven't read yet. Don't tell her. Don't tell the person that's sitting over there.
You have 2 weeks.
I can do it. I believe in myself.
I believe in you too. I generally listen to books in 6 days.
Oh, that's really good.
That's my average.
I think the fastest one I ever did was Britney Spears' book. It was 24 hours.
I mean, fair.
I did it like really fast.
Did you listen to Michelle Williams?
Yes.
Oh, love.
Yes.
She did such a great job.
She did such a great job. But I think I can do it in 2 weeks.
You can totally do it. I think that I listened to Let Them Burn in like 3 days.
Okay.
It's so good.
Because I've been reading my other book and I was like, oh yeah, I have to get the other one going.
You have to read this. It's very important.
It's important. Well, it's a good place to stop.
Excellent.
I think, right? Is there anything else you wanted to cover?
That's perfect.
I wanted to cover drinking another drink.
Okay, that's fine.
This was lovely. And if you made it with us, good job. Made it all the way to the end. Yay!
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. And yeah, check out our Patreon. Come chat with us. Come be part of our community. And join us again. And thanks for coming to our book club.
Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Come check us out. The more that you listen, the more people that you get involved, the easier it'll be for us to do this. And we just love having fun reading books and chatting with you all. So thank you so much. Again, next month, we are reading So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. Please go out and grab the book. We're going to talk about it next week, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, I got it from the library. So if you're trying to go for the library, I got the copy.
Only if you're in the Sacramento library. That's ridiculous. Okay.
Sacramento library. I got the copy.
Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.